Aiden has a smartphone data plan that costs $25 per month. That includes 2 gigabytes of data, but will charge an extra $10 per gigabyte over the included amount. How much would Aiden have to pay in a month where he used 2 gigabytes over the limit? How much would Aiden have to pay in a month where he How much would Aiden have to pay in a month where he used, I think that should say where he went over by X gigabytes there. I think it was worded incorrectly. So these questions are going to ask you 2 questions. The first one is going to ask you to figure it out like it's just you're plugging a number in, right? So we know if he is charged $25 per month and then $10 for every gigabyte that he goes over his limit, right? So if he goes over by 2 gigabytes, what would we do there? How would we figure that out? Okay, Evan?
We can make an equation. It would be y equals 10x plus 25.
You are a step ahead of what it is wanting you to do. So since it's 2 gigabytes, it's wanting you to just kind of reason through it, right? It costs you $25 for the month, but it costs you extra $10. So 10 times 2, which is going to be 25 times 20, or plus 20. And that will be $45, right? So the way they're kind of wanting you to work through this is to kind of think about, well, what happens if there's a number there? Well, this amount right here, this value that I had, this 2, it could change. You could go over 3 gigabytes or 10 gigabytes or something like that. So, what it's wanting you to do in the second part is to write an equation, or, well, not even an equation, just basically an expression, because I don't think it wants you to put like y equals. I think you just, I might should have tested that. I don't think it wants you to put y equals. I think it just wants you to put like whatever it is equal to, because it didn't tell us a letter to use for the cost there. So, Evan, what did you say the equation would be that would work for anything?
Y equals 25
plus 10 times x, right? And I think you're just going to type it in like this. We'll have to check in Delta Math whenever we start. I don't think you will put the y equals. I think you'll just put what it is equal to. Okay, and then we can plug in any number for that x to figure out. There. Questions on that one? All right, let's try another one. Delta Math uses names that I do not know how to pronounce. They're trying to help us be more culturally sensitive to all people, which is great, but they have underestimated that, or they have overestimated my ability to pronounce that name. Madhu? Maybe? Adam is a waiter at a restaurant. If he was here, we would learn how to pronounce his name correctly and be respectful of him. But he's not, and I don't know how to read that because I have not had exposure to anyone ever with this name. All right, so Adam is a waiter at a restaurant. Each day he works, Adam will make a guaranteed wage of $20. However, the additional amounts that Adam earns from tips depends on the number of tables he waits on that day. From past experience, Adam noticed that he will get about $5 in tips from each table he waits on. How much would Adam expect to earn in a day on which he waits on 17 tables? How much would he expect to make in a day where he is waiting on T tables? Okay, so we'll start with 17 tables. Okay, Riley, what would we do for this? If he waits on 17 tables, how would we figure out how much money he's going to make? We'll do 5 times 17. That's the tip from each of the 17 tables. Anything else with it? We've got to add the 20 because he gets $20 just for showing up at work, right? And then his tips are added in. So if we do 5 times 17 plus 20, let's just grab the calculator on this. You can use calculators today. We're going to get 105. All right, so $105. Okay. All right, total earnings with T tables. So this time it's going to be an expression that has a T. So Riley, what would that look like if it were T tables instead of 17 tables? Perfect. If you get this first part right, notice what you can really do. It was 17 tables, now it's T tables. You can basically just turn that 17 into a T, and it's going to give you your expression. It'd also be fine to do like 20 plus 5T here. That would be okay as well. Everybody okay here? Okay. Oliver wants to buy apples and blueberries to make a fruit tart. Apples cost $3.50 per pound. Blueberries cost $3.25 per pound. How many pounds of fruit does he buy how many pounds of fruit does he buy if he buys 2 pounds of apples and 3 pounds of blueberries? How many pounds of fruit does he buy if he buys X pounds of apples and Y pounds of blueberries? I think this one's terribly tricky. Who can tell me what's the answer for this first part? Okay, what is it? It's 5. It's just 5. Why is it just 5? They're just asking for pounds, right? So it's kind of tricky here. They give you that information for the price per pound for each one, but they don't ask for price. They just ask for the number of pounds. So you have to watch out. They're trying to trick you there, but they couldn't trick us. What about total pounds if you have X pounds of apples and Y pounds of blueberries? Do you need to use the prices now? Is it asking for price? Still not asking for price, right? So, like on this last one, we did 2 plus 3 is all we did, right? So, notice right here that 2 has changed to an X, right? So instead of 2, we've got an X right there. Our 3 has changed to a Y. So we'll have X plus Y is all that it is for this. So X plus Y would be your expression that you would use there. These are going to be mixed in, and there are going to be ones that do ask you about price, where you have to think about the price. But these are mixed in, so watch out for them. They can be a little tricky. All right, here's another good name. Bilqui has 2 summer jobs. During the week, she works in the grocery store, and on the weekend, she works at a nursery. She gets paid $21 per hour to work at the grocery store and $20 per hour to work at the nursery. How many total hours does she work if she does 13 hours at the grocery store and 8 hours at the nursery? How many total hours does she work? I did not put, no, it'll be okay on the next one. Okay, it's going to happen on the next one. All right. At the grocery store, in hours at the nursery. First of all, maybe somewhere you get paid $21 to work at the grocery store. Or maybe she is not just a regular cashier at the grocery store.
Inflation is getting crazy now.
I mean, things are getting a little crazy, but I'm pretty sure they're not hiring people for $21 to be. It was 15 a while back.
They've recently just changed it.
Huh?
They've recently just changed it.
Because, I mean, like, last year I had kids working there for 15.
You get a part-time.
If it's 17, I will be shocked.
You know how they it can like
For
order stuff online?
part-time?
Yep.
Part-time? $17 an hour?
You barely see anyone working there, so there's like no one that works. They need people to work.
Yeah, I see
$17 an hour?
I live right next to Walmart.
At Walmart? Part-time?
No, you know how you can order like
The grocery
online?
shoppers, yeah.
Yeah, the people that grocery shop order get paid $20.
Now, I know that I had a student that did that, and he was getting paid 15. But that was last year. Huh? Well, you're getting pretty close to what I make. So, especially if you go per hour. I mean, I can get here at 7:45 and leave at 3:30, but I do not most days. I usually stay later. So, that's a lot of money to be working at the Walmart. So maybe this is not as crazy as I thought. I mean, obviously, like, not all jobs are the same at Walmart. But that's a lot of money. Because I have not gotten that kind of raise. For sure. They did give us a little bit of raise this year. But yes. Depending on what the legislature decides every year. So you get a raise. Well, the first 7 years that I worked for first year teacher pay. Because I started teaching in 2008 and there was a recession and they froze pay for teachers. Like, froze it. I thought that meant I would still get, like, you get paid a little more each year. So, like, first year, second year, you get a little more third year. They froze it. They froze you where you were at. I didn't get anything for the first 7 years that I worked. I got paid. Don't. But I didn't get any extra bumps. So they froze it. But if it's working like it's supposed to, like, each year up to about 15 or 16, I think, you get like a raise each year based by the steps, and then if the legislature gives you like a cost of living raise, they'll like raise that up a little bit. So like this year, I think we got like 2% or something like that. But it all depends. The legislature like gets to set those rates.
All of your classes are doing like really well, and it's just you get a raise or something like that.
No.
Like, there's nothing you can do to actually earn a raise, or
Not quit. Work more years. Yes. That they did used to give me bonuses if my AP kids made 3s or better on the AP exam. It was only like $50 per kid, but it was a little bit of a bonus. But they don't do that one anymore, I don't think. So no, there can be some bonuses for like good test scores, but they're like school wide, so it wouldn't be like my class did really good or better than somebody else's class, so I get the money and they don't. It would be like school wide, and I don't even know if they do those anymore or not. So very few opportunities for that, but it's hard to measure like what a good teacher is, you know. So anyway, let's continue. All right, total hours, 13 hours at the grocery store, 8 hours at the nursery. What do we get? No, because they're tricking you again. What's it asking for? Hours. It is just 21. Right there, 13 plus 8. If it had asked for the amount of money, then that would be correct. And then total hours for G at the grocery store and N at the nursery would be G plus N. So watch out for those. I didn't mean to put 2 of them back to back. Here's another one. Fast food restaurant, an order of fries costs $1.15. A drink costs $1.20. How much would it cost to get 4 orders of fries and 2 drinks? How much would it cost to get F orders of fries and D drinks? Now this time, what is it asking for? Cost. Do we need to use the cost that they gave us for this? Yes. So we'll do 115 times 4 plus 120 times 2. What do we get? 7. Okay. What about if it's not 4 and 2, but it's F and D? F plus D would be correct if it said total number of fries and drinks. It's still wanting cost here. 115 F plus 120 D. Okay, questions? Alrighty. Okay, we got about 15 minutes, so we are going to work on that Delta Math. There is a quiz review. However, I think we're going to do it at the beginning of class to review for our quiz tomorrow. So I'm not going to pass it out yet. I'm going to move it to tomorrow. So if you'll go to Delta Math, your assignment should be there. Let me make sure it's up. Let's see. Okay, yep, that's right. All right, so go ahead and get started on those. You may use the calculator on these. Yes, you may. If you think you're ready, though, we haven't done the review. I don't know if look. You did bad on that last one that you took. I don't know if I'd take it today. You take it at your own risk. You take it at your own risk. You can also wait, do the review, and then you can make it up, like next week during tutoring or something. Stay after. That's fine. That's fine. Hmm? You cannot come here just because you want to come here during lunch. But if we have pre-arranged for you to make something up, yes. Do not just come surprise me. But I have third planning, so I have both lunches. So.
Well, actually, wait, can I pre-arrange something during smart breakfast?
Yes, I would prefer smart breakfast, but
Yes, smart breakfast, yeah.
yes, smart breakfast